All right, what's good? What's good? What's good, people? What's good? This is Black Sage D here. Sorry, I've been absent for a little bit. Had some real life shit to worry about. So, yeah, I'm here with my man, Sleepy Otaku here. Introduce yourself.
Hey, how you guys doing? Stevie Talker here, aka Stevie Bond on Twitter.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna share the link here, so people can come in, chime in. If you guys want to chime in on this, you're more than welcome to hit up my Discord, and you can shoot the shit. But yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it, man. I feel like it's been kind of, I don't know if it's actually worth it or not to fight against censorship or whatnot. I don't feel like, I don't want to sound like a broken record because I know that's been the topic
Yeah,
of my videos for the past couple of weeks, but I feel like the fight against censorship, it kind of
it's futile.
demoralized it kind of demoralized the hell out of me. And like last night,
No, yeah.
it kind of feels like last night it kind of felt like I was getting nowhere with this.
I mean, the best approach I would say is just bolt your water. If a commie screw you over, I just say this. I, I'm just gonna be honest. It's like if a commie screw me over, I'm just gonna be like, nah, I have other products. To like, I'm not gonna waste my energy fighting with these commies because they showing time and time again they don't want to listen to us. They just want to go for the you know what kind of people.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like as a PlayStation fan, this shit really hurts me a lot, man. You know,
No, even as a former one, it pissed me off even more because then it just kind of makes me want to question, like, what are they doing? Like,
I know damn well this is not because of the Me Too movement. I know that much.
I hope it's not, because I mean that'd be embarrassing if that was the case, if that was true.
Yeah, is see, I want to actually go ahead and just talk about different things. Like I had an entire conversation going about, about Nintendo, talking about how the PlayStation isn't their competition, how Xbox is not their competition.
I don't know,
But
and
no, I have,
Xbox thinks the same thing as well with them. It's like, eh, at
and
this
it,
point, I was just,
and it kind of goes into what I've been saying. It's like if these companies don't compete, they keep doing this stupid shit, and it's like they're not really giving us what we want. That's the problem. So it kind of ties into all that.
oh yeah, and I can understand because like a lot of people, I see a lot of people upset at Microsoft and with the whole not giving them gains. At this point, I'm just gonna look at them like this. It's like this. I don't think people. I'm probably gonna have a lot of people in this war probably gonna be ready to tear my head off for this one. But I think this. I feel like companies like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo shouldn't necessarily just give you one box. Like I feel like they should just give you the option to choose. Hey, if you want a PC, you want to play this on PC, fine, whatever, right? But you still gotta use our servers and stuff like that. When it comes to multiplayer games, fine, I'll be okay with that. But I honestly think at this point this whole Xbox versus PlayStation is not really useful. And as I get older, I just feel like this is becoming childish. The more and more, it just feels like I feel like I've done this shit like when I was like in what high school, middle school.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It's just becoming childish to me, honest.
right. And also going back to what I'm saying is that you have a whole lot of these console fanboys who would rather justify censorship rather than they rather fight this console war than to fight against the censorship just because it's sexual content. It's like, listen, you are a full grown ass adult. Why are you fighting these console wars, man?
No, and it even makes matters worse. These are same people who be like oh Sega does and when Nintendo don't something like that. And it's like when it comes to whole violence of video games, it's like but when a moment's sexual, it's like oh no, I don't want to see that. It's like buddy, I'm pretty sure you've probably seen a couple rated R movies when they have stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, it is not even anything hardcore or anything like that. That's the difference. It's like I understand Sony doesn't want pornographic games on their console,
Yeah.
but it's like this is nothing more than like the most softcore shit on the planet.
No, and the scary thing what makes me more angry is like we have the ESRB for like what, how many years now?
About
But
almost like 25, 26 years.
almost, yeah, 25, 26 years since, like, and it's like I'm 26, 25. I just reached on 25 like in February the 5th, and I'm just like I'm getting too old for this shit. It's like, what is with these grown adults like freaking out with titties and stuff? It's like, dude, it's a fictional character. It's literally Polygon,
Right.
and I'm just sitting there looking at them like, if you're freaking out over this kind of stuff, please, for love of God, don't watch a rated R movie.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please do not touch any adult content, because you'll be the same people. And these people remind me of these. What's those people like? Those bipedal dumping crazy people. These religious nut jobs. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and it's just that when I talk to Sony fanboys about this shit, they just automatically shut you down, call you a pedophile, a pervert, an incel. It's like,
Oh God, I
bro,
get that a lot from them.
I don't even play these types of games, and listen, man, it's just getting to the point where it just demoralized the hell out of me, man. It's like, is it even
It's the current day. Sorry, man. It's the
No,
current day moral panic is all it is.
no,
It's
and
they've got
he's
to
right.
find something to be afraid of to hide from children.
oh
Yet they're
what's good, Hit Monkey? What's good?
it's all everything's gone to shit, dude.
Yeah,
Everything's gone to shit.
I think the problem is more so the fact is that since people can't use religion, since they can't use God nowadays to scale people nowadays, they're just looking other ways to scale people. To the point it's like, I don't think it's demoralizing me. I just make me think and realize, why am I wasting my time dealing with immature people?
Yeah, it's not even religion this time around. It's more feminism.
Oh yeah,
And
because
feminism is basically the new religion now, pretty much.
oh God, don't get me started with that shit.
Yeah,
And
it's
and
and unlike back in the day, it's actually working.
nowadays it's the complete opposite. You want people to get equal gender equality. It's like, no. Like, there are men out there who work their ass off to the ground to get what they get at. And a lot of these feminists don't understand there's a key difference between them.
They just been handed the keys. They didn't have to work their ass off.
No, and there are men out there who are homeless or jobless and find ways to make money, while them, like, oh, just give them a lot of money, give them an education. It's like, you're literally desensitizing college, because it's like, I remember like 4 years ago, right? I was like 21 years old. I wanted to go to college and stuff, and I always had the mindset that college was going to make me a better person. I realized, no. Nowadays, the internet made me realize, no, if I want to be debating people and interacting with people and learn a thing or two, it's literally the internet, unfortunately, is the better option. Because you don't have to worry about tuition costs. You don't have to waste your time, and you have all these college students want things to be cheaper and free for them. It's like, me, I'm just looking like, fuck college. Like, I mean, unless you're like a doctor or a computer engineer, I mean, I guess go for it. But if you're just, you know, if you're just trying to make a living, you're better off just getting a trade, and you're better off just getting what, a certification at this point.
Yeah, and going back to what I'm saying, man, it's like it's mostly on Twitter these days.
Oh God.
Twitter pretty much, it's like no matter what I keep saying, no matter what I keep talking about, it's like Twitter always just brings out the worst in people. It's just constant stupidity and constant bullshit. It's like I ain't got
Oh
time for
no.
that.
Oh no. And then the people out there be false flagging you, like.
Yeah, and it's like every time you try to call like attention to power, to speak truth to power, these folks don't want to hear it. They always try to false flag you. They always try to, you know, try to dogpile on you. It's like, bro.
Oh boy. It gets to the point, even myself sometimes, like I got used to getting dogpiled, but over time I just noticed my state of mind just being weird, because it'd be like, I'm just like noticing that I'm sort of becoming paranoid again. It's like, god damn it.
Yeah,
That's it. No.
I, I,
It's
I,
like, Yeah.
I even uninstalled Twitter off of my phones. It's like it's gotten to that point. It's like it. Listen, I'm a
What?
guy who's went through a lot of stuff. All right,
Yeah.
I went through a lot of stuff in my life.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually a very serious and stoic person in real life, but it's just that I know everybody has their threshold, people, and I've been trying to say to myself that maybe I ought to limit my time on social media because I don't want to end up like this like smug Ruko.
Oh yeah.
I don't want
I
to
know
end
you're
up like
talking about.
that. You know,
No, and and
it's
and s-
I
for me, I don't want to end up like losing my shit to the point I thought I have a mental breakdown. I had to go do dinner with these crazy people who just be like, oh, and especially these art police nowadays who go out their way going, oh, you're a pedophile for liking this and that. It's like, buddy, I'm sorry to tell you this. Call the cops. I'm at that point right now. I literally tell a person, go right ahead, call the cops. Go right ahead, waste my tax money, waste our resources on your stupid, more busybody mindset. Like, just do that, and I bet you $20 the cops don't laugh at you.
they will,
Cause
but we live in clown world now, so we don't know what might happen.
The
that's
cops
not
will
like,
laugh at you if you live in the if you don't live in the UK. If you live in the UK, they're probably just going to come and arrest you.
Yeah,
oh boy, in the United States.
they'll arrest you for saying a mean thing online now. Shit.
And it's like, what happened to freedom of speech? Like, I mean, shit. I remember when someone called me, I called people at one point retards, like, because there's some people who are so damn dumb, they don't even understand what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. It's like I remember the time where you had to do something damn near illegal to get banned off of social media.
Now they usually get banned over everything.
Yup.
Now you just have to support Trump.
Shit. Now you have to maybe now you have to say there's two genders and they'll just ban you. Shit. Didn't even have to be like that. Shit. Yeah,
And
man.
it's just, yeah, I can understand your pain on that one. It's just the older and older I get, the more and more I just be like, is it really worth using social media? Even worse, Discord nowadays?
Yeah, it's like when you're on. It's like when you get older, your tolerance for stupid bullshit starts to get smaller and smaller every day. It's
I don't
like
know, like, yeah, and
every day I log on Twitter, it's always some bullshit trend on Twitter talking about some stupid bullshit, talking about, oh, this is over party, or somebody is canceled, or you know why are you doing this? It's Twitter.
oh no.
Social media is the worst thing that ever happened to the entertainment industry, point blank.
No, it is. And a lot of times you give people way too much easy access. Even nowadays with animes, like there's an anime, there's certain etchy anime. There's a review anime called, I forgot what's its name. I forgot what's its name.
Sorry, I can't even spell that right.
No, I can't even say it myself. Neither.
Ishizoku Reviewers. That's what it's
Review,
called.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember people from, and this is the thing that blows my mind. It just keep reinforcing my points that why I don't take reviewers seriously, especially for anime. Like with games, fine. I bought it. I deserve a good product. If I bought something, both physical or digital, I deserve a good product. But if I don't buy something, especially something like that, like anime nowadays, it's just getting to the point. It's like for me, it's like even watching my families, I just want to bust out laughing because it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
people literally giving the anime that's an itchy anime a 10 out of 10 to spike Funimation. It's like, look, I understand people do not like Funimation. Do not get me started. Funimation, Crunchyroll, are on services. They can go burn the hell. The hell with them, right? But this is not the right way to spike them. I feel like people need to realize reviews are useless if you're not going out there buying the product or the merchandise.
Right.
Like I can review 100 anime and say this anime is the most well-written, well-detailed, blah 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 blah. But if I'm not buying it, my opinion is invalid at that point.
Mhm.
And you can see why I said that because it's like, even the haters sometimes just make it obvious to this point. It's like even with money stuff to the point, it's like I'm getting old. I don't got time for this shit.
I don't got time for
Well, I
this.
mean,
I don't got time for this shit either, really.
I was gonna say, look at the Sonic being told, saying it was had homophobic slurs and stuff in it. And like, the movie's not even out yet.
And the
Yeah.
scary thing, I'm not even interested in the movie because I mean, I heard about the movie. It seemed like not a video game movie to me. It's like, I'm not really interested in those kind of movies. But people literally freaking out calling it homosexual. It's like, really, people?
Just because their feminist wet dream didn't do well in the box office. That's why. That's all it
And
is.
Oh
they,
God.
yeah, but they forget that Suicide Squad was not that great.
Yeah, but it's even worse when you realize that Birds of Prey was literally created for feminists on Twitter, and it flopped.
Wow.
That's
Well, I
that's
mean,
let's
but
just
it's a,
let's call it what it is, man. It flopped because it was a feminist wet dream. There's no other way to put it.
Damn.
but it's a,
And no
it's a
wonder why I don't
spin-off
watch.
of a movie that didn't do very well. I mean, that's the problem. You can't do a spin-off of a movie that doesn't do very well. It
And it's
doesn't
not even
Yeah,
work.
and it's not even accurate to the actual comic books.
yeah. And here's the scary thing. No wonder why I don't watch the movies nowadays because it's like, ugh.
And then when you hear what Sony is going to do with Spider-Man, I'm even more done with superhero movies now. Because
Oh God.
it's now become a platform of political activism. It's not even something adapted for the fans. It's just for political activism, and I have no time for that. I have no patience. I have no time or patience to deal with this shit. I don't want to spend my money to be lectured by some trouser stain from Hollywood. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. And
No, and it's kind of scary nowadays. It's like I'm starting to realize they're listening to the fans, but they listen to the worst kind of fans.
if
They
you
listen
can
to
even
the
call them
minority.
fans. If you can even
They don't
call
listen to the fans.
if you can even call them fans, because actual comic book fans are furious at what Marvel is doing, not just with the movies but with the comic books as well, and they're trying to slowly make the comic books into the movies, and it's just not gonna work.
No.
And that's why people have fucking had it with these comic book companies. They don't want to listen. You hire these fucking egomaniacs to do nothing but disrespect the absolute legacy that's been laid upon by men and women who are far more talented. They're literally standing on the shoulders of giants, and all they can do is just piss in your face.
And then they get to make money off of you and laugh at you for
Right?
what?
And is that if you don't? Here's my thing. Anybody who's a comic book fan, anybody who's a fan of these older properties that have been taken over by these fucking parasites, just don't look at this property anymore. When Stan Lee died, that's when Marvel died. And you'll always have those great memories of them when Stan Lee was in charge. But after Stan Lee died, that's it. It's time to move on. You know? That's why I say with all these old classic franchises, just move the hell on. The people in charge of them don't care anymore about artistic integrity. They're using their platforms to win a political election because they're mad they lost an election in 2016 and they haven't got over it since. So, I mean, at one point it's time to move on to, more independent ventures, support your independent content creators.
Yeah.
But at the same time, why are you paying to be disrespected?
No, and the thing is that nowadays people don't even have their own independent thoughts. They don't have their own
Well,
brains.
that's what we call NPCs.
No, and it's just like people just follow to whatever trend. Oh, if a reviewer says something, that show, that good, oh, I must watch it because it's like, no, like a lot of times these people are so spineless. They would say, oh, a show is terrible because this reviewer said this and that reason. It's like, but I watch it myself, and I have my own reasons why I think this and that show and that video game sucks.
The only way I would actually, go off a review if it's word of mouth from a person I trust. That's the only
Exactly.
reason I go off of a review.
And really, word of mouth is far better than just relying on any review nowadays because it's like, even with game reviewers, anime reviewers, movie reviewers, on with these reviewers, I don't trust them because I
especially the anime reviewers. They have most of them just gone off straight out the cliff.
no, and these are the same people who be like, "Well, something's not popular does not mean it's good." It's like, buddy, if it's popular for a reason, there's a reason why shows, or I'm just gonna piss off a lot of people for seeing this. There's a reason why shows and movies are popular to a lot of people and they're far more memorable. Like, for example, what's it that I'm looking for? The original Transformers. A lot of people don't like it. I'm Michael Bay. Let's be truthfully honest. Michael Bay is a meme of himself, but we can't deny the fact how the way he did it is actually decent. I mean,
Yeah, and here's the thing: when Bumblebee came out, it's like many actual any actual Transformers fans, many of them actually said it was good. But
yeah,
by the time it was too late, by the time it came out, it was too late. Like the Transformers hype was over.
yeah.
So it is what it is, folks. It's like if nobody wants to if nobody if all these people want to disrespect you and want to call you all these different names, it's like just walk away. Just walk away
Yeah.
from Star Wars, walk away from Marvel, walk away from DC, walk away from James Bond, walk away from all these different
Hell,
franchises.
even sometimes if you want to, even walk away to anime if you feel like the quality is not good nowadays. It's like a lot of times it's not worth it. It's not worth constantly bitching about the same old thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, and that's another thing why I'm so demoralized. I'm tired of bitching about this stuff. These people don't want to listen, so why am I going to hit my head against the wall multiple times?
I understand why I had to constantly waste my energy with sarcastic remarks and have to say something sassy. Cause like a good example, JTech was like going on to one of my friends bitching about his trophy scores, and I sit to look at JTech and I had to say something that's just blunt honest truth to this guy.
That's something that a social reject would do. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just gonna say this. Trophies don't give you friends. Trophies don't give you money. Trophies don't mean nothing. And I had to unfortunately agree with Bond at this point, to the point it's like actual trophies is a real form of achievements. Things that you actually grind your ass off day and night to get. Those are way worth more than some trophy you play at a game. Like how many competitions this guy have been in and on and on.
None.
Like I
Well,
have more
well, well,
respect for.
well.
Yeah,
He actually been in a competition called the Corporate Slave Awards. You can call it that.
I know, but
I think he's the winner. I think. I have no
yeah, a few
idea.
times. Yeah, but my point still stands. Like it makes me angry when these people praise like these trophies and achievements. Like, buddy, in real life, actual trophies and achievements worth far more because there are people grinding ass off. Like, yeah, sure, at a video game, you can do it, but like prize monies and stuff like that, actual physical things that you actually own. Those trophies means nothing to me, and honestly, you can probably just hack your way to get those achievements anyway,
Yeah, it's
which is
like
even more insulting.
it's like it's like you're using trophies in order to measure your dedication to a platform. It's like, dude, first off, it's like there are a lot of people who've been playing games for longer than you've been alive, and I'm pretty sure trophies and achievements don't really measure how great you are at games.
No, it doesn't,
I mean,
because like
don't get me wrong. It's like it shows the receipts. It definitely shows the receipts,
yeah, it
but
shows you receipts.
it's not the end all be all of gaming. You know,
In
I'm
my day, there was no such thing.
High
I'm
scores.
telling.
yeah, high scores. That showed the receipts back then. But it's like the only reason why I'm level 17 at PSN right now is mostly because of the fact that I'm on other platforms. I play older games.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like I can't.
nowadays recently, I mean, I'm level 8 on places and they'll my old account before I got well before something unfortunate happened to me. But I'm on PC constantly. I'm constantly even out surpassing my con achievements. Hell, even nowadays, even I had high achievements, I still go back replay those games because I don't just play for the achievements. On like a sudden JTech, I actually play my games because I enjoy the game, I like the story, I like the content. I enjoy what I put into. I mean, put my time into.
Yeah.
Something that a lot of people forget that's the most important thing.
Can we talk about how we're not getting full games anymore, too, for that matter?
I mean, yeah, we're not getting full
Yeah,
game, especially from like companies like EA and shit like that.
and Core Tecmo too.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna piss off a lot of Core Tecmo fans on that one. Oh shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're making good games, but it's like,
Oh no, they make good games. It's
it's like,
like
why you making these games so goddamn expensive?
no, it's like especially some of these Core Tecmo games. Especially, I mean, we're all familiar with the fact I played the interior series, right? I've
Yeah.
seen a look in them like all those fucking codes. You people making me spend what again? And I'm looking at them like, nah, buddy. I'm sorry. Give me a game like around 2008 or something like maybe around 2005 or even maybe 90s or 80s. I'll be okay with that because it's like at least you get the full content. I feel like game devs should just make expansion packs more so than DLC because it's like if you had to make me pay all these separate shit and you're not giving me additional content for like story wise and stuff like that, it's like go fuck yourself, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it's the main reason why, the main purpose of the stream is just to basically say that at one point I am I am starting to lose a little bit of faith, starting to lose a little bit of hope, and I feel like it just feels like I'm the last man standing. I'm a last of a dying breed, because I know one thing, that this would have been like, I would have taken some people would have taken Sony to task back in the day, but more
Oh
people
yeah.
are just acting selfish as hell and talking about, well, I get my stuff, why I gotta care about yours? It's like, bro, that's not the point, man.
That's not the point. It's like even my and then not that I'm not the only one who felt the same myself, because like I remember when, like people like sit there like I even remember some idiots was trying to justify, oh well when PlayStation Network got hijacked we get 2 free giveaway games like that's like
Now who
no
gives a
people
shit?
should who
Now
gives
who?
a shit.
Right, this is more important than just free games and shit, man.
No, and the thing what pissed me off the most, I sit to look at them like I actually was against the idea of PlayStation Plus because it's like I understand yes they could give you deals, but I'm looking like no for extent I had to pay for a service. Are you fucking kidding me with this shit?
And it was an optional service too.
And then it makes matters worse when the PS4 come out. That was the biggest thing that turned me off from the PS4 was the paid online. It's like no, like I understand they had to figure out ways to make money, and sure Nintendo's no different. But what makes me more angry is that you have PlayStation now, you have PlayStation Plus, and then that makes me more angry. You have to pay for both subscription services for both, and then you're fucked if your subscription service went out. I mean, what at least with Nintendo Online, as much I badmouth it at times because the online connectivity of that service, hot shit.
At least it's cheap.
At least it's cheap, and I get to play older games that I fucking wish I can have the opportunity to do. Because since I mean, typical black family parents didn't have enough money to buy
Yeah.
certain type of video games.
Well, I grew up playing games for rental services, so I mean, I grew up at the rental store, so like I couldn't
Yeah,
relate.
I grew up in the era when you had to what you get. Like if
Can I get a
you
shout out for the Blockbuster generation?
lucky.
Here,
I
here, pal.
oh
Right here,
same here.
pal.
I used to miss going Blockbuster. God damn it, man, I missed that shit.
Well, I didn't really have a Blockbuster in my area, but I did have a rental store that rented games and shit.
Yeah, I had
Exactly.
had a
$5 for an entire weekend.
oh I had a Blockbuster and I have like what was the other one starts with H Hollywood.
Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that place. That
We
was a
had, we had Egghead. Man, they had some of the most obscure shit on the Super Nintendo, Sega, and Nintendo that you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and then it makes matters worse. We used to have CD stores when I was young as well. Like
I
this was
think
like during a time.
I think the video rental place that I went to is actually still around, surprisingly enough.
I guess because people don't want to deal with Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that a lot of times with bores my butt a bit when, especially with newer PC games nowadays. It's like this whole mindset you don't need an optical drive for your PC. It's like dipshit. I still use an optical drive because I don't want to deal with Netflix or Hulu and on the Steam services, because what happened that licensee expires? Oh, there go your favorite show. You loved it, or your favorite movie. Because a lot of times it just generally kills me when people think that there's no need for an optical drive now. There's like
There's
there's a
always there's
ton of
all
needs.
there's always a need for physical media. Always, always,
Yeah,
always,
it's
always.
it, it,
Dude, I remember when fucking Baldur's Gate was fucking 5 CDs to install, and I'm talking about the original Baldur's Gate.
Whew,
oh.
man.
I'm good. I had to deal with games that only take me had to deal with one CD in. Had to type in a CD key. Actually, no. Some games I had to deal with 3 CDs when I was younger.
And now you can't even activate the damn game without an internet connection now.
Oh yeah,
So
and
there's
that's the
that.
most hilarious thing. Because it's like a lot of these same people in the content space would be like, oh, I got physical mirror.
Like
Yeah, but
here's
you still have to download it.
here's the thing with console dudes. You see people freaking out about dreams.
Oh yeah, that game.
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's like the stuff they make in there is amazing, but y'all niggas act like that hasn't been done on PCs tenfold before. Like, dude,
There
have
is mods.
exactly, dude, Blender much? It's like these console dudes looking like they're making dreams to be out like the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's like, dude, like PC has been doing that for years.
Not just years, decades if you really think about it, truthfully honest. But
Yeah,
that's a debate for another day.
yeah, like Blender, anyone?
I used to use Blender though, for editing videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, Blender came out with the latest edition. I think it was called Blender 2.82 or something. I don't know. It came out with the newest version a few days ago. Might have to download that, but it's like, what's
It's just with a lot of these people nowadays. It's just like, and I agree with you on your statement on the fact that people are just so selfish and egotistical nowadays.
yeah, man. Especially with the PlayStation fan. Well, it's not even a PlayStation. Let me call it real. It is, man.
Console gamers in general,
No, it's not. It's not even a
not
PlayStation.
console gamers.
It's not even
Oh, but-
PlayStation fan base, because the PlayStation fan base actually takes a stand against this. We're talking
Yeah.
about like these Xbox, and let's be call it what it is. They're Xbox 360 refugees, man.
Oh god,
All
those
of them.
bastards.
All of them.
No, you're right, and I noticed that firsthand because a lot of these same people like, they'd be like, oh, this game, that game sucks, because like a lot of reason why I sit to look at them, like the real reason why people like a PlayStation console, it's not just because of the games, it's the technology as well. Look how many people bought a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Because every single feature, why? PlayStation 1 gives you a CD player. You can also play your CDs into it. PlayStation 2, you got a cheap DVD player, so you can watch movies with your friends and family. Because at that time, like what, in the early 2000s, DVDs was like expensive as fuck to
Yeah.
get.
Yeah. And it's like
And hell,
the main reason why so many of these Xbox 360 refugees flock to PlayStation is because Microsoft fucked them over.
yeah. And they're gonna they're gonna realize soon once, because here's the thing, a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this. I kind of want somebody to fuck up next gen, just so I can watch all those same 360 refugees go back to Microsoft or Nintendo or something like that, or even becoming PC gaming, and I'm just gonna look at them like, wow.
Yep.
So welcome to the club. How tough are you?
Yeah, man. None of these dudes actually stand by anything.
No.
Like the actual PlayStation fan base. I'm not talking about these normies. I'm talking about the actual PlayStation fan base. Wants these weebs game. Wants plays a lot of Japanese games. Even
Oh
more
no,
than-
and I'm one of those people.
yeah, and it's like Sony is automatically giving the Japanese gaming fan base over to Nintendo on a silver platter.
Hell, even worse, they're giving them even back to PC again nowadays, because it's like these same people don't understand. For me as well, it's like Sony used to have like a lot of cool features that gave me a reason to go, hey, maybe I don't want a PlayStation, a Switch, or maybe I don't want a Wii U or a Wii, because every single time, every single generation, like, oh, they got a Blu-ray player. oh, okay, sign me the fuck up. I always want to watch. Because I'm one of those crazy people who like to try the newest technology for every single generation, well, every single stuff.
Yeah.
Since I'm such a tech whore nowadays, to be honest.
It's like,
Nowadays, it's just what the fuck you doing with the PS4?
well,
And it's
here's the thing: a lot of the technology that the PlayStation 4 is having, it's not really that impressive anymore. It's
no,
like
it's not.
it's not.
And
It's like don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Sony focused on making a straightforward gaming machine. That's part of the
yeah,
reason why Microsoft fucked up this generation is because they tried to make it more than just gaming, and it's not.
they tried to copy what the PS3 did, and then they failed.
Right. And most people have devices that are far better at multimedia than even a PlayStation.
Oh no, look, if it's on my PC, for fuck's sakes. I use that damn thing as my home. I use my main PC as my home center, home server, and my multimedia server. I mean, multimedia device.
Yeah.
To the point, it's like I don't really see a real point. And if I want a 4K Blu-ray drive, shit, they're out there. They're not many of them, but they're still out there, which is
Right.
like
It's
it
like
just kind of I don't know. It just I feel like the PlayStation Pro should have been the original look. Cause I understand that Sony want to make the PlayStation consoles looks swam and stuff like that. It's like, but it's like, eh,
I'm
it's
I'm
just
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not even gonna entertain the thought of getting a PlayStation 4 this generation.
no.
I'm not. It's I
I
just
mean,
can't.
if I get a PlayStation 4
Or PlayStation 5.
or a PlayStation 5, if I do get those consoles, it better be used. I'm not gonna buy it new, and I'll buy it new and just pretty much what I'll buy new and just buy used. And if it's broken, I'll fix it myself. And if it doesn't work, then I don't give a damn.
If it's backwards compatible, sign me the fuck up. I'm telling you right here, right now, my entire library of PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 games will be played.
Oh, here's a cost though. At what cost?
At what cost? Exactly, because now you're just feeding the beast. Like, I'm not I don't really care if it's backwards compatibility. That actually I don't give a damn if it's backwards compatibility. At some point, when do you put your foot down and say no? I don't care what type of bells and whistles it has. I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity just because I can play a few video games on the go, old ass video games again. I
No,
just
and the thing
I
is,
can't do it. The it's a matter of principality for me, my guy.
no, and I'm just gonna piss off a lot of people seeing this. I don't give a damn about the backwards compatibility because I have a PC right now. I'm already playing PS3 games, and people seeing my PC able to run PS3 games, PS2 games, even sometimes Wii U games. I don't really care for backwards compatibility. It's like, yeah, it's nice to have, but it's like, why is a reason to advertise that? That just seems very
Right.
naive and
It's like
stupid.
I can understand them wanting to. Hey, you want to play your PS4 games? Go ahead and play your PS4 games or your PS5. That's one thing. But it's like when you're trying to advertise me playing old ass games from like 1999. It's like, dude, I can buy a PS4. I mean PS1 on eBay for like $60, $50 or $60 on eBay,
Yeah.
and call it a day. Or hell, if I really wanted to get one, I just buy an original PlayStation 3 on eBay that plays PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 games, and that'll be a wrap.
And the scary thing is, are they gonna improve the textures and the? I mean, on and on. Cause like the difference is, you can't just pull the whole backwards compatibility. Like the way how Marks are doing nowadays, from my understanding, they are trying to they improve the graphics, they improve the textures, and they even make the game look better. But if you're just doing straight all white backwards compatibility, like native resolutions, native frame rate, and stuff like that, didn't even improve the textures, no anti-aliasing, none of that stuff. It's like, fuck you. I'm just gonna go use my PC. Like I have a, and even if I can't emulate PS4 games, okay, I can play games that's already been ported to PC. So
Right? I would have never thought I would have been in this situation by now. You know, it's like I was a huge PlayStation stan. I was actually part of one of these PlayStation fanboys at one time last year.
No, and I seen that firsthand because it's looking like I remember last year I was like kind of questioning. I guess I might give a PlayStation 4 a try. Like I was like somewhat giving it a try. And then I hear all the stuff going on with some it's like it just keep turning me off like over and over and over again. So it was like why?
Right. It's like, why am I like? Why do I care anymore? It's like, if I can't, uh, if I can't be treated like an adult when it comes to gaming, it's like, why do I have to be? Why do I have to stick by you? Why do I have to stick by your platform?
And the problem is this: it's just you have people in the content community. I mean, not content community. You have people like that. I mean, this whole Xbox versus PlayStation. It's just like, who gives a shit? To be blunt honest, it's like neither one of them has something unique and special. Meanwhile, the Switch, you literally have the capability to take your home console with you on your go, and on top of that, you're not really like. Sure, I mean, people want Nintendo to be more aggressive, make it more powerful, make it more. Me personally, I
Yeah,
just want.
I personally wanted to be more powerful. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I wanted to be on par with with PlayStation, Sony, and Microsoft, with the PlayStation 5 and
yeah.
Xbox Series X. The thing
See,
is, it's like the thing is, what I think Nintendo is doing is fucking admirable because they don't wanna they they don't want to censor games. That's their policy. And
yeah,
they take their marching orders directly from Japan. They do.
and
It's
that's
like,
a good thing. And
and
that's what Sega should have did a long time ago.
yeah, and the Nintendo fan base is not gonna put up with any fuckery. You know, we see what
No,
happens with Tokyo Mirage Sessions. You know, people didn't buy that game because it was censored. Like Nintendo fans do not fucking play around with that, and that's something that's admirable.
no, and they didn't set for less because like it's over here the same thing with the PC space. Like I remember like when AMD pulled a bullshit for the graphics card. I literally be like, no, fuck you. I am not buying your graphics card when it's unpowered and on. When I can just simply just get an NVIDIA graphics card that has way more better power, way more power efficient, and then on top of that has way more features than you. I went with my 970 over a 390. I mean 390X and 390. It's like, sure, it's a nice card, the 390 series, but it's like it's no damn different than the 200 series.
Yeah, but here's yeah. I'm not gonna settle for less for the company. You know, I'm not
No,
gonna. That's the shit that I want to see in the Sony fanboys. Like these dickheads over here arguing against like fucking crossplay and shit. It's
oh no, and they also argue about exclusives. Like, okay,
like I can understand third party exclusives going to other platforms, but you know, I can understand being angry against first party platforms, but third party platform exclusives, like, y'all gotta remember these hoes ain't loyal.
no,
These hoes are not loyal. Like these developers are not fucking loyal. They will go to where the money is at. And right now, I'm seeing a lot of Japanese developers moving on to the Switch, slowly but surely.
oh no, not just move on the Switch, but they also reinstate the support to the PC nowadays too. Cause like, yeah, you got some people in the PC space be like crying about keeping a mouse control and no graphics settings for these Japanese games, but it's like,
It's like they do know that most of these Japanese developers don't have the option to make everything like completely 100% PC perfect. Like they're gonna run into
no,
some snags, and it's like you think that
yeah,
these like you think, hey, I bet it's best to get like a game that can be worked on later than no game at all.
no, and this is the thing why this is my stance nowadays as well, that people don't want to hear this. I honestly think this: if you're the kind of person who feel like every game should work well on a keyboard and mouse, you lost your insanity. You lost
Right,
your mind.
right. Like there certain tools are for the job. Like certain tools are meant for certain jobs. It's
And
like
I'm just sitting and look at these people.
an
What?
Xbox 360 controller or Xbox One controller literally costs you no more than like $30.
And
That's
then I'm
it.
sitting and look at no, and I'm starting to realize that Bond point about these new age PC gamers, it just pissed me off with these new age PC gamers acting like, oh, I want to keep it a mouse and all the graphics in it. dipshit. Get a control, be done with it. Are you gonna play a fighting game with a keyboard and mouse? Yeah, it can be done.
You can't play a platformer game without a keyboard and mouse either.
No, and even what's racing games too. Like these people, I'm just wanna sit there look at them like you can't be this stuck up in the head, and you can't call a game unoptimized just because they don't have good keyboard and mouse support.
Exactly. It doesn't have great ultra wide support. Like, dude, is the game fun or not?
No, does the game crash?
Right.
Yo, I'm just gonna say though that like a lot of your MMOs that are based um, on consoles and shit like that, you can actually still use a keyboard and mouse for all that shit. You can actually still use a keyboard and mouse for like a lot of
Yeah.
the games out there, and nobody fucking realizes it.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a lot of consoles do work on, like, a lot of keyboard and mouse controls do work on consoles, but it's just the fact that,
The
certain,
majority of people.
like, a majority of people, like, I understand you want to play an MMO RPG with a keyboard and mouse, fine. That's what it should be. If you want to play an FPS game on a keyboard and mouse, fine then.
Fine.
Understandable, but at the same time, you can't expect, extreme ultra wide support, flawless keyboard and mouse support, and all these Japanese games. It's like they don't have the manpower to put all that on the system.
And on
Like,
top of that,
just be lucky
and
you got the game at all. Be honest with
no,
you.
and you know what's even makes me more mad? It's fucking over people like me because I literally kid you not, there was a game I was really excited for, like this new Austin Lane game. Oh, and I saw reviews, and I was literally turned off by the game by the reviews, and I was like, what the fuck? And then you have people like, I mean, who just be like, oh, this game is shit, and it's on, and I'm just looking at the Steam reviews like, and one of my friends, point out to me like, oh, this game, it's mixed, some positive, some good. It's like, but that's a problem though. You have 1,432 negative reviews, and I'm just
On what
like,
game?
this game
This
and
game.
Genotex
Oh, Genus
and
X?
Genotex. Take a look in Genotex. This game.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Oh, that game. Okay, cool, yeah.
And I'm just looking at them like, oh, the world is like PS1. The game look like it's PS1 graphics. Like I'm looking like, buddy, you don't know PS1 graphics. You fucking idiot.
Exactly. There are plenty of PlayStation 1 games that look great today.
Yeah. And then especially with PS1 games, like the Kelter models are low polygon. This isn't low polygon.
Hell,
You can easily tell. And sure, a lot of people was bitching about the whole, oh, this game has too much vision now, not enough action.
they do know that this game
It's based on a mobile game.
no, it's based on off an arcade game.
Yeah. It's not only just based on an arcade game, it's also based on a mobile game.
Right.
Like, what more action they gonna give it to you? Like, you have barely content, you have barely more content, and it's like, it even makes matters worse.
This game is supposed to be made to interact with waifu simulator. That's all it is. It's a waifu simulator.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it's a waifu simulator.
No, and it's like, at this point, I mean, it's kind of make me laugh when these people go out there crying about, oh, how dare they make me pre-order the game? Like, your dumbass pre-ordered the game yourself. Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Most of these PC gamers piss me off because it's the fact that they demand everything to be picture perfect, flawless, and
No,
it's like,
and you have people like
they bitch
me.
about games being 30 frames per second, which again I
Like,
can understand that, but at
I
the
can
same
understand
time,
that.
it's like these developers they need time to unlock the frame rate. They need time to do all that.
They need time to actually improve the game and their structures. Because, like,
They're
sure.
a small developer.
And this is what a lot of times these same people don't understand. Like, you really fucking over people like me who are fans of these games.
Right. So now Japanese developers can't even bring their games on the PC now. And even when a game is banned off of PC, it's like they can't go to any other platform because Steam fanboys are so stuck in their ways. They won't go to any
don't
other
get me
platform.
started about that shit.
They will not go to any other platform. That's what pisses me off. So let's
See,
say if a certain not safe for work game is banned off of Steam, those developers either have to go to JAST or to DMM game or DL side or DMM games, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And
don't get me started about these Steam fanboys. They're fucking so. a few days ago, right? Like my account on Steam got hijacked.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. People was like up my ass like, oh, you should be they doing the same shit. Like I'm looking at you motherfuckers. Like you people do realize that hijackers, right? Hackers, right? They're changing every fucking time. I'm not gonna sit here on my computer to read up stuff every single time just because some hijacker going out there hacking people's accounts. Because a lot of these idiots don't understand. My friends got hijacked. One of my friends got hijacked. I got hijacked through him, and I'm just like, oh, okay, because I thought like what? I was like, what the fuck? I was like a concerned friend, and then next thing for sure, my account got hijacked, and I'm just sitting there looking at this shit. It's like what pissed me off with these Steam fanboys. It's like the customers they justify the whole customer service. Like, well, if you didn't get yourself hijacked, it's like, bitch. People are not gonna sit here and wait 2 days.
Yeah,
That 2 days of time.
that's 2 days of time that your ship might be lost forever. All the money that you spent down the drain.
Because I have 414 games. That's a lot of games.
Can I just point out real quick,
Go
going
ahead.
back to the previous thing, you do realize that there are a shit ton of people that complain about how long it takes a game. They bitch about what are those called? Delays, and then they complain when a game gets there, quote unquote, on time, but it's not what.
Oh boy, look at what's going on with nowadays with the Yandere Sam bullshit nowadays. And I'm just
I
like,
understand that. Well, I understand that games take a long time to make, but
yeah.
it's like at some point you're gonna have to fucking put an update out this shit, man. You're gonna have
Oh
to
yeah.
put something out.
It's just it never ends at this point with these people. It's like you either please them or you don't please them. And if you please them, oh, they're not satisfied. It's like, and I'm not saying people should be entitled. I rather just say, as long as I get to play the game, as long as it doesn't give me everything I want, so what? What do you give me in the long run? In the
It's
short
not that
time?
it's not that it's the no update thing. I'm okay with the update.
Yeah, I'm
What
okay
I'm
with that.
talking about is just people who complain about this game taking forever, and then all of a sudden,
Listen,
then they talk about crunch, but they bitch about it taking. You have to have one or the other. There's a fine
Oh
line that
yeah.
you have to fucking pay attention to.
No, and that's the problem. Even firsthand, I notice this with AMD drivers nowadays. It's like people don't understand. It's like AMD's relatively as a small company nowadays. It's a similar thing what's going on nowadays with the PC space with the AMD stuff. People's like giving their graphics like, oh my god, my AMD driver's not doing well. It's like, buddy, what are you doing to your PC? Because I'm pretty sure it's not necessarily your drivers. I'm only on the latest AMD drivers currently nowadays, and I'm still looking like shit. I can run every single game, no crashes whatsoever.
yeah, it's
And it's like these people are just so annoying with their assistant whining to the point it's like I just kind of want to tune them out, to be honest.
PC gamers, especially these new age PC gamers, are some of the most entitled motherfuckers on this planet. Even more so than even like Nintendo fanboys.
No, and I'm starting to see your point, because like when I was growing up, oh boy, when I was growing up, I had to be grateful that I was able to get some of the things I have, because it's like,
And furthermore, it's like PC gamers, you should literally get nothing but table scraps.
oh no, and
It's
then that's the thing. It's like we had to wait for forever. And it's like for certain games, especially for like certain games. If we don't wait forever, oh boy, that game is gonna be a bad port. Because I remember like GTA 4. Oh my god, how much that fucking pain in the ass the game is. And these same people want to sit there and get all mad because they don't give you every single damn graphic setting or every single utilization. And these are people who spent
you
what?
can blame Total Biscuit for that.
Oh boy,
God rest
I
his
know.
soul. Like
Yeah.
you can blame Total Biscuit for that because it's like he created such an impossible standard for PC game development that now anytime a game comes out on PC, and it's not like having like a million different graphic settings or has like the latest like ultra wide support. It's like
RTX.
people just freak out about it.
No, and I see this firsthand with some of my friends on Twitter. It's like, dude, cool the fuck down. Like, especially with these people out there freaking out over the whole, oh, I want my ray tracing or how dare they don't have keyboard and mouse support. It's like, dipshit.
I
I'm
I, I
okay
can't
not having that stuff.
I can't stand the people who complain about keyboard and mouse support. It's like I understand if it's like a first person shooter or whatnot, but
Yeah.
or MMO, but if it's like an action game, like why are you complaining about it?
Why are you complaining about
It's
it?
like you're willing
And
to spend like $400 on a CPU, but you can't spend $40 on a controller, or
cheap
$30 on a
fucking
controller
assets.
from eBay or like GameStop or whatnot.
No, and it's like, and these are the kind of people who just be like, and I'm just sitting there laughing at them. It's like, dude, I'm okay having the control. I know the fact some games, okay, don't work well with keyboards. Okay, fine. Let me go get a control. Okay, that game don't work well with control. Let me go get a racing guild. Okay, that game don't work with a racing guild. Fight stick.
Right.
People do realize PC is not exclusive for keyboard and mouse. And if you're that naive, then anyone who tells you that you can only game on a keyboard and mouse, you lost your insanity.
You have. It's like, and going back to what I was saying earlier,
Go ahead. Yeah.
when it comes to these, these not safe for work games or certain games being banned on Steam, it's like they just don't want to go to other platforms. They don't want to bite the bullet and say, "Hey guys, if you want PC gaming to not be censored, you're gonna have to bite the bullet and go to other platforms." And they start getting pissed off at you. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
when you suggest to them, "Hey, there's this other platform holder. They're trying to get themselves started. Why don't you go over there?" Say, "Well, I don't want to manage like 500 different accounts." It's like, dude, you have no problem downloading GOG, right? What's one more gonna hurt you? And this one actually seems to cater to a lot of the stuff that you're into. Like, I actually agree that not safe for work games should not be on fucking Steam. You know?
I'm actually against the idea that should be. I think that it
Like,
should be, but
well,
as long as you like,
but here's the thing, like,
yeah.
developers should not have to get screwed over because of Steam's stringent, like, strict policies or whatnot.
No, and this is why I say a lot of times I feel like Steam should make a compromise, because it's like it's like, come on, Steam, like, and this is why I say, going back to the whole thing with Steam, it's like the customer service really improved, because Steam alone, until Epic Games or some other company give me better customer service, I'll be more willing to use that service if they have decent customer service. Because a lot of times, it's like people forget to realize that with Steam, it's like,
Steam didn't even offer refunds until the EU forced them to.
yeah,
Like, unless their hand has been forced, Steam will not do a goddamn thing. Like, look at Steam right now. They're trying. I find it funny that Steam is making a goddamn Half-Life game as soon as Epic came out. The Epic Game Store came out. I just find it funny. I just find that funny.
I know. I just find it hilarious as well, and I find it hilarious is that, and I feel like the same Steam fanboys who need to really be honest with themselves, they need to stop saying, "Oh, well, people should not get their accounts hijacked." It's like, no, eventually these hijackers are gonna do something so fucking unforgivable to the point it's gonna push people to go to Epic Games or worse, GTA, because it's like people don't understand. This is my point again when it
Or
comes to the whole
God.
idea,
Or God.
or Windows Store. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
If people are really desperate, they will go to Windows Store.
Right. It's like I find it funny that most PC gamers talk about, oh, PC is an open platform and you can go all this and that, but as soon as something is announced that's not coming to Steam, they will lose their shit.
I feel like we should have games in multiple storefronts instead of just one storefront. To be honest, because I'll be honest, like, instead of just putting it in just Steam, how about you put it on GOG, Epic Games, Steam, on the
And
storefronts? That's
here's my suggestion. I think that CD Projekt Red should make Cyberpunk 2077 an exclusive to GOG, as well as The Witcher 3, because then that will kickstart actual competition. And GOG is free to download. Like a lot of these developers, like a lot of these PC gamers, they act like they have to pay to get to GOG. No, you don't. It's free.
no,
But
and I see a point, and
yeah,
that's why I say a
it
lot of times.
kickstarts competition because if you get somebody if you get somebody to compete with you, if you get somebody to, invest in your product, and the only way you can get that product is you have to sign up for their service, then I find that a necessary. I find that a necessary evil in most cases.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of feel like I want a price war, to be honest, because I kind of miss the days when you have price wars, when you could get a game for like dirt cheap, like at this place and that place and that place, and it's just like,
Right. It's like when these companies don't compete, when these companies don't compete with each other, nobody wins.
no, and it's the same thing. Why
It's
in the
it's
console space,
it's why Sony is doing this censorship bullshit right now, because they are facing no heat from neither Sony and Microsoft, and this shit is pathetic.
no, and it really pissed me off as well. Even in the PC space, going even extend the competition. Even in the Linux space, like nobody in the Linux space is not helping developers. Like, hey, make it easier to run in Linux instead
Exactly.
of just. It makes me more mad because like I can care less about the whole Steam and Epic thing. It makes me more mad. I had to be forced to use Windows 10, and like I don't mind Windows 10. I don't mind. Like I could easily go back to Windows 8.1, Windows 7. Oh wait, Microsoft discontinued Windows 7.
Right.
And it's like, what happens if Microsoft discontinued Windows 8, and even worse, Windows 10 down the road, and I had to do another version of Windows, and this time there was talks they want to do a subscription service. And it's like, fuck no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna set up for that shit.
They're already doing subscription searches for Microsoft Word, and back in the day, you only had to pay for that.
Yeah, and I remember that when I was younger as well. And it's like people wonder why. Like, I don't hate Microsoft as a company. I hate their dumb, retarded moves. Like, and I hate the fact that the PC community is just up in the ass. Like, oh, and be like, oh, I don't want to use Linux. It's so damn hard. Like, get your fucking ass and do it. If you able to build a PC, you should be able to figure out a way how to use Linux. Like, I'm not saying like Linux should be. It's difficult. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
But there are people out there.
if you're able to build yourself a PC, you have the knowledge to run your own damn operating system.
No, it's possible. Like people forget. Like this is like nowadays, almost everything is becoming easier to do it.
Right. It's like you any with Microsoft. That goes on to my next subject. With
Go ahead.
Microsoft, it's like with the Xbox Series X, they're not doing anything to compete with Sony. They're not. They're not doing anything to compete with Sony. Have you realized that? It's like they're more
No, and
interested in competing with Google and Apple.
Sony is just trying to compete with other companies outside of Nintendo and outside of Nintendo and Microsoft. They're not really competing with those two, and it's like, and this just comes around my point again. Eventually, consoles will transpire, and it's gonna be, and a part of me don't want to be like, oh. A part of me, I don't want to be like. Part of me, like, yes, finally, consoles can die off. But then another part of me feel like,
No, you don't want
no,
consoles to die off, because if consoles die off, that means that not only will you not have the competitive first party titles that you guys joan so much about, but you also won't get but you're also going to get a lot of these console fuckboys on the PC gaming, and then it's going to really mess things up.
no. And here's a scary thing as well. I think eventually we're gonna hit a point to, I mean, eventually with technology, we're gonna hit a point we're gonna have to face. Look, for example, we had to deal with arcades, then arcades, consoles, and consoles. I mean, what's gonna be out to consoles at this point?
Exactly, and then we got these dudes talking about streaming and play
Oh no,
anywhere. It's like no, fuck no.
fuck
I don't.
Steam.
Yeah, like fuck no. Like I don't want to give these companies any more control than what they already have right now.
See, the play anywhere thing, like if I get to play a game on a different device, fine, I'll be okay with that. But steaming, fuck no. Absolutely not. I am strongly against steaming. I don't mind streaming my own games, my own local network for my computer. Fine, cool. That's a cool feature to have.
But I do not want, like, you see how Google Stadia is pretty much damn near dead at this point.
Good.
Yeah, but
Because I've been surprised in my thoughts about Google Stereo, and I'll be honest right now, I'm fucking glad it's gone. Because it's like, Google's economy. They fucked up their goddamn cell phones nowadays with the whole. Ever since they went from the Nexus line of cell phones to now what? Pixel?
Yeah, Pixel.
Okay. Okay. And they was doing really well with the first two generations, but then the third and fourth phones is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Google does not support their products long term.
No, they don't.
They're
And
just like Microsoft. They don't promote their products long term or their services. Like Microsoft is just using Xbox to just be in the gaming space. That's it. That the only reason why Microsoft even made the damn Xbox is because Sony was threatening their market dominance in a home computing space. That's the only reason why.
yeah.
So it's like with the Xbox, I feel like they're not providing any competition. They've never really created their own identity outside the Halo box or the Gears box. You know?
And this raised my point again. I feel like a lot of times as adults, why do we care for identity for a electronic device?
Well, well they care about the identity of an electronic device. It's because it creates market differentiation. Look at Nintendo. Look at all the
Yeah,
games
but
that they put out. And whatever you can say about Sony, at least they carved an identity for themselves.
no, and but this is going back to my point of this. At the end of the day, these are electronic devices. This is not something we can just literally just live and fight and what die for. And I'm not saying like
Oh, you don't have to, but I'm just saying personally as for like the competition as far as like the as video games concerned, as far as the health of the industry is concerned, you have to have that competition. You have to have these gaming companies have something to offer you differently. It's like
no, you're right.
they maintain like these consoles maintain a balance, and if you break that balance, it's like if you break that balance, it's like you're not gonna have anything to prop up the industry.
No, and you're right. But this also goes back to the energy as well. We had to fix the problem with what's going on in the West when it comes to gaming market nowadays. With the, with those people.
Yeah, and
Because it's
one
like,
one thing I have to say though is that I am seeing like people push back hard against the social justice crap. They're not they're not they're not people are not putting up with it anymore.
no, and that's good. But I feel like we still should keep pushing keep pushing them off. Because the moment we let them get a break, oh boy, that's
I
just gonna
feel
keep
like
going at
I feel like
worse.
everything is going to reach a crescendo once the 2020 election hits.
Oh no, because yeah, and I agree with you on that one. Because it's like 2020 elections. Honestly,
That's going to be the knockout punch for the woke culture.
and
Just
hopefully
mark my words. It's going to put the woke culture to sleep.
good. And that's what I want to hear nowadays. Because it's like I'm sick of these woke bastards nowadays.
I'm sick of them too, and that's going round circle to what I've been saying earlier. It's like I'm getting sick and tired of doing this shit. I just want to play my goddamn video games. I just want to watch my TV shows. I just want to enjoy my entertainment without worrying about these assholes, you know, making
Pulling,
things,
I mean,
putting all this woke shit in it.
no, and the worst thing is, I kind of want to join my friends and family watching something that's actually watchable for not just them, but also watchable for me. Because it's like a lot of times when I look back like around like 2015, 2016, there was actually decent movies to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, all the way past that, oh god, there wasn't many good movies, and it's like, and it's,
I've stopped watching a lot of movies now because of this shit.
I stopped going
Like
to the theaters.
feminism has completely saved me so much money. It's not even funny.
No, not only that, feminists kind of gave me a new hobby. Instead of
Yeah,
just going to the movie theaters, I just be talking about gaming, and even talking about cars nowadays. To the point, like, what are you feminists are doing? You're not really convincing nobody.
matter of fact, you're pretty much turning people off of your cause.
Exactly.
Right.
And not just that, and it's just not just that. You just got these religious Puritans out there don't realize, and you're not really making me want to go back to religion. If anything, you're making me feel more and more happy I'm not in religion a lot of times.
Extremists on both sides are bad, no matter what.
No, they're not. They're bad because Indians. It's like it's annoying. It's like these people don't understand that there's a there's a limit to everything. It's like even if you say to my face right now that there's a limit. Like not everybody's gonna sit there and tolerate your shit.
Right. And people are pushing back against this. It's like you saw you saw that whole backlash against that lady who talked about South Park,
Oh no,
that
I heard
She-Hulk
about that.
writer. Yeah, it's like people are roasting the shit out of her, regardless.
Good.
And people
And she
people have had enough of it. It's like I've seen more people say they're gonna vote for Trump this year because of that, because of this snarky attitude, because they're tired of being told what they can and cannot watch.
Oh no, and then you know what you make matters worse?
Yeah.
Most people are sick of hearing. I mean, most blacks like myself, like you and me,
Yep.
are sick of being told like we're victims because oh my god, this and that. They say this and that like that. It's like no,
Right. It's
fuck
like
you.
when Trump got elected, personally for me in my personal days, it's like when Trump got elected, nothing changed for the most part. Like I haven't been like targeted or racially profiled or anything like that. It's like
If anything, here's a scary thing. I'm probably a lot of people gonna probably agree with me on this one. If anything, a lot have changed for the better. Like for example, the economy.
right, it's like more black people are getting jobs than ever before.
Not to mention stuff again cheaper. Taxes is finally getting lower. Hell, even nowadays, food finally getting cheaper. Finally, for fuck's sakes, because you don't have to worry about like expensive food nowadays.
Mhm. But
Cause
let's get off back.
go
Let's get
yeah, go
off
back
into
to that.
politics. It's like
Just
I'm just waiting for the day that this shit will just go away.
I'm just waiting for the fact that gaming finally. I'm just waiting for the West to finally get their act together.
And for the most part, they're gonna try to get their shit together because most people are going to Japanese games now.
Oh boy, I'm pretty sure EA do not like that though at all.
Yeah, they don't like that, but they gotta look at why they don't fucking like that. Most
Because
Jap
people don't like to deal with the microtransactions, which is annoying.
Well, not only that, they don't like to deal with this woke bullshit.
Oh god, yeah.
But they're gonna find some way to fuck Japan over. Watch. They're gonna find some way.
I mean, because I kind of miss the heavy competition between America and Japan. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people don't may not want to hear that part of me, but I kind of like seeing the competition out of both of them
A
because
lot.
like
A lot of these Western critics just look down on Japanese games, talking about that's for horny incels, or this game is just mindless trash, or this game's for pedophiles. All this, all that criticism is like there's no wonder nobody wants to put up with their woke bullshit anymore.
oh no, and it's most from Kotaku nowadays. And speaking of Kotaku, isn't Kotaku going out of business nowadays? Just thought about that.
Uh, they're teetering. They're teetering.
Yeah.
It's like you got a whole bunch of these people leaving fucking. You got a whole bunch of these people leaving, Kotaku and all these other different websites because it's like, it's not, it's not it's not digital media. It's not profitable anymore.
No.
Vice is damn near going out of business now.
And nowadays, we said it was gonna be regretting it. It's gonna eventually be well.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised.
people are getting increasingly tired of Reset Era's bullshit.
Oh no, I'm sick of it myself.
Yeah, but we gotta keep raising awareness of Reset Era because of
Yeah.
all the bullshit that they put out, all the bullshit that they is all the stuff that they keep doing. We gotta point it out because they don't speak for the rest of the gaming community at all.
Oh no,
And
they don't.
I'm pretty sure there are game developers who are probably listening at this. They're pretty much in agreement with me.
No, and not just you. I mean, I have people who also agree with me because I mean, because like every single time I tweet about stuff like this, and I just be like, oh, I calling these Puritans out. It's like I'm looking like, buddy. Most people in real life don't care about your your real interest. Like if you really think people do, unless you're doing something like illegal, they don't give a damn.
Right, and hit. Oh my god, I remember this tweet I did when I said that The Last of Us can't really be the best game of the decade, and all these game journalists are getting paid off. A
Oh
whole bunch
God.
of these fucking game journalists came at me at my old account. They came at me,
Oh
starting a
yeah, I
bitch
remember
fit
that.
at me. They threw a bitch fit at me, talking about you don't know what it's like being a game journalist. You don't know what that rent is so like $8,000 in San Francisco. Oh, my baby had to live in a closet because rent is so expensive. It's like, dude, that none of that shit matters to me.
They're trying to guilt to you. They're trying to appeal to emotions.
I'm trying to appeal to
It's pretty
emotions, my
obvious.
asshole. What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm
Oh no.
struggling to get ahead as it is. It's like, what are you game journalists saying that I haven't been doing for years? It's like, you think I'm living in a lap of luxury, asshole?
Oh no, none of it is. It's like for fuck's sakes, for the longest amount of time I've been wanting only 1600, like around 2017, and sure, I could easily go on with like a even faster CPU, but at this point, I mean, I have other things and other interests. I'm not gonna sit there completely dedicate myself to my interest in computers because, like, as much as I love computers,
You gotta buy
these
clothes. You gotta buy food. You gotta buy, pay bills. You gotta do all this other important
yeah,
shit to do. It's like gaming is a luxury hobby. It's unfortunately it's not a human right, and it's a luxury hobby.
yeah, and that's what it should have been. That's what it always could have. I mean, should have been in the first place.
Exactly. It's not a political platform. It's not a platform for you to raise your politics. It's a luxury hobby where you get to have fun or entertain yourself. That's all it is.
And a lot of these people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that at all. They think that they're smarter than you, and they be like, "Oh, I know more than you because I know an industry." Like, buddy, no one gives a fuck. Okay,
Yeah, most of these game journalists, they are complete egomaniacs.
they're shadow.
Exactly. They're complete egomaniacs who just cannot take criticism. They can't take criticism, even the slightest criticism. And if you do, they'll block you.
Oh no, because it's like I seen firsthand like some of these people out there just being like all I mean always praising these weird games. It's like, buddy, who are playing these games? Who even like these games?
Exactly. Nobody.
Like, I mean, I would be more understanding like if somebody like was playing Pokemon or Sword and Shield on, I'm like, okay, fine, or something newer nowadays. I don't really mind. But these some of these games like Life is Strange, like okay, I played it. At first, it was a decent game, but then I heard more and more about it. It's like,
Yeah, Life is Strange is not a game that I'm gonna be interested in. Like if you want to play the game, cool. Like no problem.
cool.
But it's like don't try to force every game to be Life is Strange.
No, we don't want that.
Exactly.
It's like I seen niche JRPGs on Steam that is worth way more money than that.
I've seen niche JRPGs and visual novels that tackle way more mature subjects than Life is Strange.
If anything, I think Life is Strange is more like a. I think Life is Strange is just petty. It really is.
It's a Tumblr fan fiction, pretty much.
Oh god, that site. Isn't it that same site that got banned? I mean, that banned porn and stuff like that.
Where do you think all those crazies from Twitter come from?
Oh no, don't bring that up.
Exactly. So, like I said, it's like going full back to what I've been saying earlier. It's just
Yeah,
I'm not going to stop fighting against censorship in video games. I'm not gonna do that.
and
And the more
no,
the more I'm looking at Twitter right now, I'm looking at my followers. They're saying what they're saying. I'm very thankful and very glad that you guys are telling me to stick in the fight because that's how these assholes win. That's how they win.
no, and
And
that's
I,
what I'm. And that's what we can't let them win because it's like we've got to put our foot down and stand up for ourselves because it's like who will?
right. And
The
I'm not.
middle kill.
Yeah, and I'm not like the biggest guy on the platform. I'm not the biggest guy out there who's gonna drive a message. I'm not the biggest guy out there who's gonna put a message across. But
Right.
I like to think that I've made some difference in the world.
And
I'm
it's just
I'm not
you
I'm not
know
I'm
no.
not a yellow flash or a rage golden eagle
Yeah,
or
huh, yeah.
the quartering or geeks against. I'm not any of those guys.
No, we
But
just know what people who trying to protect our interests because it's annoying. Like eventually, Wasting on the Eagle, all of these people will get their account taken down or move on with their lives.
yeah,
And that's the thing that people need to realize is that we need to be the ones fighting for this. We need to one be like, hey, talk about this show, or recommend this show. Hell, show people
yeah.
that.
The gaming community overall is a community of just normal people, and we've gotten a lot done in the past couple of years. But I feel like we need to keep on going because if we can't defend our hobbies, then we can't, we just can't. We shouldn't even call ourselves gamers.
No, we shouldn't call ourselves fans of anything nowadays
Ex-
because it's like we're just becoming pushovers at this point.
yeah, and we can't be pushover. We cannot be pushovers. If somebody criticizes you, then just shrug it off because their opinions don't matter on the internet. They
No,
don't.
because in the end of the day, here's the thing. This is advice that I'm probably gonna tell a lot of people. This: if someone makes fun of you, laugh at them. People hate you for they will hate you more if you laugh at them and don't take them seriously. And that's why a lot of times my mood has been a lot better because I laugh at you. I don't care if you make fun of me. I don't care if you say I have a speech impediment. I don't even care if you say, "Oh my God, you're not a real gamer because you don't play this that kind." I don't give a damn.
It's like people who complain about sexual content in games. You don't think those motherfuckers play games too?
No, and the scary thing is these are the same people who play VOD video games. Way more VOD video games than I do, and I play fucking GTA 5. For fuck's sakes. And there are some people out there who will go on about certain kind of games, like, really now.
Right. Hold on.
Huh.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad that people are telling me on Twitter that keep going, keep up the fight, and it makes me very humble about what I'm doing because I'm not anything special. I'm not anybody special.
No, neither am I. I mean, if anything, I'm just an average Joe person, and
But I
it
feel like
just
you get a whole bunch of average Joes together. It's just it's a snowfall effect. You get one guy, you get another average guy, and then you get another average guy, and then
yeah.
and slowly but surely we come together, and we create an avalanche. We
Oh
create a
yeah,
snowstorm.
and this is why so like going back to my points, like, cause like I didn't really expect so many people like. Cause I remember like when idiots was like belittling me over my profile picture on Twitter. It's like people was tearing this guy head off. It's like I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like I was expecting more people to dogpile me over this shit. It's like, and no, there was actually people on my side. I was like, did I hit my head or something like that? Like you have that moment you just feel like you hit your head or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm.
What century I am?
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah.
So there was a group of people. Okay, you know the Puritans, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been noticed, like every single time I call these people out, I get a lot of likes, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, you speak to people who you speak to people who have their head on straight. You got to speak to people who are tired of it. They feel the same way you do, and that's the same way I feel. It's like I'm getting like 100, 200 likes a day for calling out obvious bullshit, and I'm even featured on Reddit. It's like
No, yeah, and
that
it's like,
yeah.
cause like on my old account, I remember I called out a Puritan on what was it on Angry Gaming. I know there's people out there who don't like One Angry Gaming. When One Angry Gaming screenshot of me literally calling out this stupid Puritan, it made me smile because it's like, wow, the fact that there are people out there actually agree with me. It's like, because usually I had to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, you can't keep your mouth shut on these days, man. You gotta really voice your opinion on things.
Oh yeah,
So
because eventually, if you don't say something, someone else will.
right, and then if somebody else will, it means that you won't be able to that means that you won't be able to say what you want to say, and somebody might get you wrong. Somebody might get your message wrong.
No, and that's why I say a lot of times, like as gamers, we need, even as anime fans, we need to start standing up for ourselves.
And we are, you got people like,
Yeah.
Hero Hay. You got people like, again, the Quartering. We got people like, Rage Golden.
Oh
And
yeah.
a lot of people mock these guys, but at the same
Yeah.
time, we got to stand up for ourselves. Otherwise, we'll just be ran over. And
No, and that's why I say, like, sure, we have people stand up for us, but us as individuals should do it ourselves first, because
right,
no one else can do it but ourselves. Because there's going to be eventually a point that they're going to get demonetized, they're going to get kicked out of YouTube or blacklisted or whatever happened to Alex Jones. That's a good example.
yep,
And somebody has to stand up for themselves, because like we can't be relying on these people. Like what I'm basically trying to say.
yeah, we can't rely on these people. We just can't. And then
Because
it's like,
yeah.
if I can be the forefront of all these, if I can be the forefront of this whole movement, then it'll be well worth it.
Yeah.
If I can be the
And here's the thing.
if I can lead gaming to a better place, it'll be all worth it.
Oh, and it's a similar thing with me with anime nowadays. If I have to, I'll be willing to sacrifice my Twitter account, because I'll be dead serious honest. I don't really care if I lose my Twitter account, to be honest. Because if I lose my account, whatever. I never really tend to be on Twitter forever anyway.
Yeah.
And I just if my goal is this, if people, I want to have the anime community be like how it used to be. When people used to loot stuff. You got a problem? Who gives a damn? No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, people lose stuff every single day. My motto is this: if it exists on the internet, there's going to be people going to loot it, no matter what.
Mhm.
No exceptions. Like, no one gives a shit. Like, no one, like, if someone decided to do so, they will. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
if you have anything else to say, I think I'm gonna call it a day.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go eat something.
Yeah. So it was nice talking to you, Sleepy Otaku.
No,
Nice talking to you.
likewise.
So yeah, I just want to thank you all for listening. You didn't have to listen to me talk for an hour and 30 minutes, but it's good to just get stuff off your chest for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because we're only human, alright? I
Yeah.
feel like I talk a lot in this podcast
Yeah,
than the previous ones.
we're only human. So, yeah, it'd be nice if you guys shared this video, like and subscribe. I want to get this message out here. If you guys want to chime in, you guys want to follow me on Twitter. It's let's see, it's black yeah, my Twitter account is, Jesus, come on. Yeah, my Twitter account is Black D Gamer 1. Yeah, I had to make a brand new account because my old one got suspended. But
Yeah.
if you guys want to chime in, talk to me about what you guys feel free to go in the comment section and talk about it. This is an issue that I want to keep on talking about, because I don't think I can't stop with some reason. I don't know if I'm a masochist or whatnot, but yeah,
No?
ultimately I hope that Sony does reverse their censorship policy.
I mean, I do hope eventually with Steam, I hope they reverse their bullshit policy towards selling the game to getting censored. Because, like, I mean, Black Sage D said, if they're not gonna do it, I'm just gonna go to another place.
Right. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to comment, chime in on your thoughts, feel free to comment in the comment section, like and subscribe, and we'll see you later. And hopefully we'll be talking about something a little bit more lighter. So
Oh,
peace
yeah.
out.
Peace out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this